we're back. It's episode 31 of Haunt Life tonight. As haunters, we do like the number 31 for obvious reasons. Tonight is no less a bang-up show.
Very special. Really excited to have Tyler from Scurry Face.
Yep. And, some awesome other things we got in store for you. So let's get right down to it. And we're back!
Yeah, we're back. All right.
Hey, everybody.
Kelly, where the hell are we coming from today? Where is this place?
This is the lovely RV here at Reaper's Revenge we call an office.
Yeah. This is where I live half the year. This is my RV up here, and we've turned it into an office to make everything work. But this computer desk that you're not seeing with all these monitors, it's really cool. That's how we make Reapers happen.
It's almost like we're professionals.
Yeah, but enough about Reapers. I mean, God, you guys hear enough about us. We got Tyler here today from Scurry Face. Tyler, how you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful. Just ready to get haunt season in full swing. How about y'all?
Good.
We're great. As you can see, Kelly and I are socially distancing ourselves here.
It looks 6 feet to me.
Yeah. It's actually 17 feet. People just don't understand that Kelly is really small.
Yeah.
So
and Todd is a giant Sasquatch.
Yeah, I'm big up here in the front, and he's way in the back. We probably should have thought that out before we did this.
Perspective.
Yeah. Okay. Note for the next show. So, anyways, Tyler, great to have you, man. I can't wait to get into Scary Face and talk about all the great things you're doing for haunting and the actors. But tell us how you got started with haunting first.
It's pretty much started in 1999. Me at the time, my girlfriend, which is now my wife, but I've always had a love for scary things, horror, haunts. I've always loved it ever since my dad would take me to the old JC's here in Birmingham, Alabama. So we went to this haunt, and we walked through, and we got to a part where there was like a maze. It was a black tarp maze, and so it was just me. It was just me and her and a group by ourselves, and we got lost in this maze. And the only actor in there was at the time it was a Michael Myers. And so she was freaking out, and I'm just laughing, having a great time.
Michael.
Yes. And so once the actor realized that he's not going to scare me, but he's scaring the crap out of my girlfriend, I ran off and left her on purpose in the maze, and we started teaming up to where, go over here, I'm going to go over here, and she'll find me, I'll call her, she'll come to me, and then boom, you can get her. And so we played on that we probably stayed in that maze for 20, 30 minutes, and just to watch her get tortured. I'm probably still paying for it today, but
it's amazing. It's amazing that she married you.
Exactly. So we left out of there, and I guess I told my wife, I was like, I would love to be a part of that. I would love to, do something like that, what he was doing, because that just scaring people. It's just one of those things. Once you feel that first initial true scare, it's an addiction. You got to just keep going. You got to get more of it. And so the actor overheard me say that, and he kind of came over and tapped me with his knife, so I was like, okay. And he's like, be here tomorrow at 3:00. I'll be there. I showed up at 3:00, and next thing you know, talked to, at the time, the actor coordinator, and I started haunting, and it started with, a Dropbox. And at the time I was like, this isn't what I was thinking it was going to be, but that's when I learned all about timing. Night one, timing was the thing I learned right out the gate, because if you time it right, you're going to get jump scares. You're going to get people to scream, and Dropbox are the easiest scares. And a lot of people don't want to work on, but they do it right. You're going to scare people.
Right.
And
now, I want to ask one question. When Mike Myers came over and asked you to come back at 3 the next day, and he gestured with his knife first, did he use sign language?
So we're in the public eye at this moment. So, if I was reviewing at the time, he would have got brownie points for staying in character. Because what he did was he tapped me on the shoulder with a knife and just kind of said, waved me over to his knife, and I followed him away out of the public eye. And then once we got behind the curtain, he was just like, and he even whispered. He'd even just take his mask off, didn't say it, just reached and leaned in and said, "Be here tomorrow at 3:00." And then he walked off, and I'm like, "I'll be here." So major props to him for at least trying to stay within that and still,
It's really cool because I've never heard Michael's voice before. So the fact that you just reenacted that was awesome for me. I'm like the biggest Michael Myers fan. I don't really love Halloween horror flicks. That's not my thing. Everybody thinks because I own a haunt and I'm into this and blah blah blah. They're like, oh, you must love horror flicks. I'm like, no, I no offense to Jason or Freddy or any other the other douches out there.
Yeah.
Michael's the man, and I love everything about Michael and Nosferatu. Nas is out here.
Yes.
I do love the. I watched that. Most of my tattoos were done to Nosferatu with Typo Negative soundtrack. So
there you go. Well, speaking of Michael Myers, back like after the Dropbox, the actor coordinator was like, "You're doing a great job. I want you to start getting out there and acting. Actually, I want you to do this character." And then started learning, seeing how to get involved with the scene, working the scene when groups come in, and learned really quick not to. My first mistake, was I picked a patron came through and she was scared to death, but nobody else was. My first mistake as an actor was targeting that one individual and just ignoring the rest of the group. And yeah, they got a laugh out of it, but at the same time too, the actor coordinator, which at the time was amazing. And that's where I learned everything that I know was really through him. And that's night one. He taught me, yes, if somebody's scared, scare them, but work the whole group no matter if they're scared or if they're not scared. If you can't, you're not going to scare everybody. If you can't scare them, entertain them. Work the scene. You have a whole scene to utilize. And so, I learned how to do that and then realized that it became more fun versus you get a group that's nobody's scared. And then you're kind of like, what do I do? And once you learn, an actor's learn to do it. Once I learned how to do that, man, I had a blast. I was more in it to entertain myself in the scene. How could I entertain myself now versus the patrons coming through, and then the patrons just a bonus when they came through. I was running around just having fun in my own scene, and they were like, "What are you doing?" I don't know, just running around scaring props. I don't know, playing with props. And so once that happened, the Michael Myers that asked me to come that next day, he ended up quitting and basically retired from haunting. He's like, I just can't do it anymore. And so that role got passed down to me. And so I became Michael Myers, filled his shoes, and did Michael Myers from 2001 until about 2005 at that haunt. And
I have a question on that.
Okay.
I want to see how you answer this. So when you were trying to get in the role of Michael Myers, what was it that you felt stood out the most to really pull off the character of Mikey?
Isolation.
Isolation. Explain.
Before haunt opens, everybody wants to socialize, talk, have a good time. The Mike getting the character Michael it didn't take much makeup, and you're done. So I would get that done. I did it myself. And I never went to the makeup trailer. I just went and signed in, knew when the gates were open, and that they put me out front at that time. They took me out of the main trail and put me out front to wander around when everybody came into the midway. So I knew that at that time crowds were coming in. And so once I got ready, I would stay away from the other actors, wouldn't talk to nobody, and just keep to myself. And just basically, I kind of was that creepy guy nobody like, I don't know about that Tyler guy because he just stands over there and watches us and doesn't do anything. He didn't socialize or anything. And it wasn't because I was being a douche. It was just because I was just basically staring at them the way I was going to treat the patrons once they came to the gate. And once I got that black paint on my eyes, I was practically already in character before putting on the mask. And then once I started seeing cars pull into the parking lot, I just walked up there and stood behind a tree because I had free reign of the parking lot, the midway. So I would just stand in the trees and they'd come in and they're like, is that? No, that wasn't him. And then I'd walk off, go somewhere else and stand and just watch them. And that's basically how I really got in it. And I didn't stop that until we were closed. Once that last patron left the property, mask came off and I was back to me like, hey guys, what's up? And they're like, now you want to talk to me? I said hey to you 6 hours ago and you just blew me off. So, yeah. So that's basically what I did to do that. And Michael Myers is everybody thinks it does take a little, it's not as easy as some would think to throw on the Michael Myers mask and walk around all night long not saying a word to anybody, not, pulling it off the way he, to me, is supposed to be portrayed.
Yeah.
So
Well,
slow,
I was looking to see if you went with body language, if you talked head tilt, any of
I did the tail. Oh yeah, I did the tail.
all the characteristics. I just wanted to see what you would say. But the fact that you spoke on isolation, and that really is the epitome of what that character is. He isolates himself until he's walking really slow and somehow catches up to you and kills you.
Yeah. And they're walking a little slow. It's like what I'll do is I would see somebody, we called it the shoot, where the holding area where they would wait before they'd go into the first scene. I would hang out there, and then once I knew the group was going in, I would play with, so I would kind of try to pull that illusion off. Is they would see me, then they'd go in, hunt, they'd forget about me. I would meet them third scene and just stare at them or pop out at them in the third scene. They're like, oh God, there he is again. And then I'd do it in the fifth, sixth scene, and then get them again at the end. I would pick one group a couple times a night and follow them through and kind of make that illusion kind of, try to bring it to life.
I can do that in our haunt. I can do it to like 3-4 times a night, but it's a lot of running on my end.
Yeah. Like I said, he's got those short little legs.
Yeah, that helps.
But playing Michael was fun. And like I said, it's not as easy as some people think, just putting on a mask and just looking sideways at somebody and having a knife. I mean, if you pull off the body language, the characteristics, the mannerisms of the character that the classic Michael, it creeps people out, and it's not as easy to do as some think. And then from Michael, then at that time, the coordinator said, now it's time I need you to create an original character. And I'm like, okay, all right, sure, I can do that. And so that's where my character came from, the originality of him, which a lot of people don't know this for some reason. I don't know how they don't know this. It's not necessarily I keep it a secret, but I don't blurt it out. But I guess I'm gonna blurt it out now. So my character's Crazy Boy. He, some people that follow Scareface will see he does little breaking news on the Scary 3 show, and that's what I created back in 2006, and just ran with it. And how I view him is I don't refer to him as myself. When I bring him up, like I just said, I bring him up. It's two different personalities, and like it's two different people. It's
very familiar with this.
So
well, this is all great stuff, but I really want to get to what we pulled you into tonight, because I've been watching, and as Kelly has been watching, what you're doing with your brand and Scary Face in general. I want you to, be able to share with the public what it is you guys are up to, because I just think it's really cool. And, we often just interview owners or this or that, and I'm like, wait a second, it's all about the actors and this stuff, so I want to know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, Scareface started, the idea was born in 2011, and it was put forth in 2012. The idea behind it was, like I said, I was at that hunt for so long, and the way I wanted to see more of the industry. I wanted to be a part of the industry and just in a more important, I guess I just wanted to be, I don't know, I guess how to word it is. I just wanted to, I felt I could bring some good to the industry with the idea. And so I wanted to branch out and go see the industry, see what other haunts were doing versus what I was seeing year in, year out, and missing out on all the other things out there. And and so I launched it in 2012, and it just started off as a local haunt review group. Actually, it wasn't even called Scary Face at the time. It was like some cheesy like Alabama haunt reviews. Woo-hoo! And so it was, and putting the legwork in, leaving that haunt, nobody knew who I was, 'cause, and it was very difficult to go to these haunts and say, hey, I'm a reviewer. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to try to do. And to win haunt owners' trust was very difficult to do. Getting the credibility, and at the time, I think only 5 people were following me on Facebook, and I think 2 of them were my mother and my father. My wife didn't even like Scary Face at the beginning. She didn't even like the page. So, it was.
Hold that thought for 1 second. This is a real professional show.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Channel 1.
Just want to let you know we're in the middle of a Haunt Life Tonight episode. You're going to kindly have to call back later. I'm turning off the radio now, and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I love it. It happens to us on the Scary 3 show all the time.
I don't know. I'll check with him after I'm done interviewing Tyler, okay? But thank you. He's listening. Okay, goodbye.
I heard orange something.
Yeah, orange something.
Yeah,
Yeah, who knows?
Sitting down there.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was Paul, one of the other owners. He's still up working on pumpkins right now.
Nice.
So we apologize. I knew when I put my radio right there, it was going to happen. It did.
Yeah, it happens. That just we kind of go through the same thing. We do the Scary 3 show on Sundays. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to review and I wanted to get everything, put everything out there to not only haunters, the people I know, but your average haunt goers that just love going to haunts. I wanted to write reviews from somebody that's worked in the industry that kind of knows, that's been there, seen things that the do's and don'ts. And put it out there for just your typical haunt goers to decide, to read and go, okay, this looks like a quality haunt. Let's go to this haunt. Let's go to this haunt, et cetera, et cetera. And so I did that for after about 2014, 15, grew the gained the trust from a lot of haunt owners in Alabama and Georgia between that time. And then it just quickly, like overnight, seemed like it grew. And then that's when I started getting emails or inbox messages saying, hey, I want to review for Scary Face. I want to do this. I've worked in the industry for this long, and I'm not doing it anymore, but I want to be a part of the industry and do it and do what you're doing. So that's when state reps started being born. And so I started able to send them out to haunts, write reviews to the way that I wanted, would like it done. And it's crazy from 2012 to 2020, how much it's grown. It's crazy. And a lot of things have happened between then. And interesting fact for Scary Face, at the time, my 4-year-old son named it. I was working at the haunt, and when I was planning everything to do this it was 2011, and he walked into my office, and an actor came in all dressed up, ready to go, and he was like, and he couldn't say the word scary, so he's like, he came in my office and he kind of get closer and says, "Daddy, that's a scary face," and I was like,
that's it. That was the light bulb.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, son. And so when he turns 18, he's gonna want royalties and all that, I'm pretty sure. So
Well, lucky for him, there's a ton of royalties in our business.
exactly. He doesn't know that yet. So, but yeah, and so it's and then as we grew and grew, around 2016, I kind of grew tired of haunt season ending, and then Scary Face and everything we do lays kind of dormant from November all the way back to September. And so I was like, I got to figure out something. I want to make this year round. And so that's when I kind of started the whole haunt rep thing. And I wanted to bring haunters together because, like you said at the beginning of the show, and it's about the haunters. The haunters are the heartbeat, the lifeblood of every haunt. And some haunts out there, they don't realize what they have, and so they don't appreciate it. And so we want to bring haunters together, unify everybody to make the industry better, to make their haunt better, to make everybody around them better. And that's what we created with the standard. And the standard's literally all about being the example, leading by example, being a mentor, helping other haunters, to be better haunters, to become better haunters, and still willing to learn themselves. And that's what it's all about to us. And, and it's just, people see the standard, and some people probably go, they're high on themselves. They think they're too good. And if they really just kind of look at it and find out what the standard actually means, anybody can follow it. It doesn't have to be just Scary Face reps or employees, anybody. It's a standard for everybody. It's just about being a good person, being an example, and leading by example the best you can in the industry.
All good things.
Wow. I tell you, and I've said this the last 3 weeks. This interview, and this is no disrespect either. Each interview gets getting cooler.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting here listening to every word you're saying, and I'm like so into like your philosophy and everything you're saying. It's just like, wow, I'm so glad we're interviewing you.
Well, thank you for having me. It's weird being on this side because you're very rare. I get to be the one that's getting interviewed, and so usually if somebody wants to interview Scaryface, I'll let one of the hunt reps go and talk about Scaryface, one of the executives of Scaryface, and give them the opportunity to promote themselves or what they do in their hunt. Usually, I don't take it, and because I want to give it off to them. But it's I do appreciate y'all having me on. It's just fun.
Well, I mean, I kind of bullied you into it because one, you needed to know how to pronounce my last name.
Yes, that's true.
How do you say it?
Petition.
You got it.
Hey, look at this guy. So yeah, because I'm gonna be on Scurryface, and God, I spelt it wrong on my calendar. Great. Next Saturday, the 12th,
October 12th.
Yep, and I got 6:30 Central, right?
Yeah, October 12th. October 12th. That's September 12th.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wait. You know what? I might be wrong. Let me go look real quick to make sure make sure that you're right and I'm wrong.
We'll check. We're gonna talk amongst ourselves. So,
Hey, Jen.
hi. As we social distance here in the middle of this brief pause for what's happening here. Hi, people. How you doing? Okay. Let's talk about.
I'm back.
Oh shit! We were just getting into the conversation.
My apologies. See, I don't usually on this side of things, so I don't have my stuff together. Yes, October 12th, Monday, October 12th is when you and Candy will be joining us.
Damn! Hold on. I got to change this now because I did not know it was October. I must have looked at that completely wrong. I was just excited to be on your show, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it," because the Candy wanted one of us owners to jump in. I was like, "Sure, whatever." I'd be happy to do it because I love Candy to death. She is my favorite clown. Don't tell the rest of the clowns.
Whoa.
But I love Candy. I love her, and that girl will never break character. I mean, God, it's incredible. So, tell us a little bit about what was going on and why Candy's going to be on your show.
Well, we were introduced to Candy during the Scare Actress Spectacular Volume 2 when she submitted to us. Like when they submit their character pictures and everything. I saw and I was like, that's an interesting look because Scareface has a lot of haunt clowns in it, which we're trying to bring more diversity of characters into it. But when I saw her look, I was like, that's a unique clown because it didn't have your typical, latex or silicone mask. It was very unique, original, and so that caught my eye. I was like, well, I like that. So let's see how she does. And then, every round she would, especially week one, right out the gate, I saw the tremendous amount of support she had. And I was like, all right, let's watch. This one's right here. This is the one right here to keep your eye on. And so every week, every time she got drawn, every round, that's just intrigued me more about her character, what she does, about Reapers. And of course, she had multiple Reaper characters in the contest, and they all had an amazing support system, and that's a testament to Reapers in your crew, and that's what we love to see in the Scare Actress Spectacular, and that's kind of what it boils down to about that contest. But just the fact that so many people in the support system that Candy had, her original and unique look, that's a testament to Reaper's Revenge and the haunt and everything that y'all do, and that's what we love to see.
Thank you very much. We don't hear that often.
No. it was nice. It was very nice.
I'd like to address the public quick. Thank you.
You should have a trophy. Have a trophy sitting there.
Yes.
They like me. They really like me.
So that's again, I just think it's cool, and the more that we interview you and start to learn about your history and what you're doing, I see how you really are dedicated to our industry and you care about it. And the more of us that actually put forth that effort to grow our industry and continue to just push ourselves.
Absolutely.
That's we're all going to look back and then we're going to train younger generations as we look back, and I know Kelly's going to make a joke about this because I'm older than him.
Much older.
And taller.
Much taller.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's,
I didn't say fatter, Well, I am fatter. I am fatter than him, but I was trying to leave that out. Thanks a lot.
But yeah, that's what it's about. And that's part of the standard as well with all of our hunt reps is, it's you're not only trying to make the hunt industry better today and for tomorrow. It's because you have people that come into your hunt that are young, that are just beginning.
Right.
Help them, mold them into being better hunters that way, because there's gonna come a time when we're all gonna have to be like, we got to pass it down. We're too old to do this.
Yeah.
And if you train them and mentor them and be the example and lead by example, you're going to mold that character into something great as they grow into the industry as well. So you're leaving a positive quality thing there for younger generations as a hunt industry, because hunt industry is never going to stop, but we will. And so if you continue keeping this a snowball effect, you make that snowball bigger of positive, good things, that's just going to do, it's going to make everything better. With the good always comes the bad, and just like people ask, how do I become a Scary Face rep? Well, I mean, it's not like the Cool Kids Club where you just sign up and we're like, you're in. It's just, what we do is, we do heavy vetting when somebody, we got our eyeball, because there's a lot of hunters and we don't have enough eyeballs. That's just the honest truth. There's just, there's no way for us to see what's going on everywhere and know everybody. So, it's a lot of times is we'll discover somebody will reference somebody, and, we go from there, we start watching them, see how they act. And my biggest thing of being a part of Scary Face, being a hunt rep, is you can have the coolest character, you can be the best actor in the world, but if your personality and you're a douchebag behind that character, I don't want you a part of Scary Face. Just like any job, they may be really great with customers, but they treat their teammates and coworkers like crap. You don't want that kind of chemistry. That's a weak link. And that's the same thing as how I look at Scary Face and build Scary Face and bring people part of reps. I would rather have good people that are passionate and that are in the industry for the right reasons, which is passion over greed. Because when I say that, a lot of people are like, oh, so you're saying I shouldn't make money? No, you get a chance to scare people and make money, do it. Absolutely, do it. But the moment you put greed ahead of passion, where I'm not going to do any kind of scare and I'm not going to show up unless you pay me money and it's got to be my price, then you're lost. Then the passion's gone and you're dictating, you're stealing the quality away from the industry. And that's kind of my biggest pet peeves is, people that only will get in makeup and character and do things just for money and not for the passion and love of it. And to me, it's scary, because a lot of the industry is heading that way. A lot of mindsets are heading that way. And that's what we're trying to help change. And if people don't agree with it, then they don't agree with it. I'm not the type that is going to cast you out for having a different viewpoint or opinion of me. I respect your opinion. I respect the way you do. It's just, you won't be a part of Scary Face, and we'll do our thing and you go do your thing. Good luck to you.
All right. I'll let you in. Seeing you let me in on a secret earlier. I've said this at all three of my haunts. Please don't let this out. All right. I know HBO is going to air the show soon, but HBO hasn't picked us up yet, so this shouldn't get out. I would do this for free. I would do all this for free. And I did, but, I always...
If my side hustle paid me more.
Yeah, I always joke about it. I'm like, God, the day somebody figures out I'm going to do this for free, I'm screwed out of a job. But people also thought that I was nuts when I said I was going to make a career out of it. Yeah. So I could get the opportunity to do what I love. And, and I started about the same time as you. This is 12 years of haunting for me, as a career. And, 12 years later, I'm doing all right. Yeah. I made a career out of it, but I would do it for free.
Oh, absolutely. And, me saying about the whole passion and greed, I preach that. But here's the funny thing is, from 99 all up until 2011, I got paid to hunt. And I'm still sitting here in 2020 saying passion before greed. Yep. And, so it's just, because like I said, once you lose that passion for it, you lose the creativity, you lose the instinct, you just lose the want to just get out there and just put on a good show and do what you're supposed to do versus I'm only going to do what I'm paid to do.
Right.
And you know.
I'll tell you what, Tyler, I can't think of a better way to end this interview. Again, we've gone well over our time.
Always.
We tell everybody we're always going to keep it short, and look at we get talking, and that's just haunters loving haunters. That's all there is to it. We're all a good family. Doesn't matter who we are or where we come from. The big thing out of tonight's show I'm going to take passion over greed, man.
Yeah.
Passion over greed.
I was going to ask questions,
Big
but
time.
you said everything with elegance and like forthright thinking in like the realm of what we're all thinking. So
it's almost like you interviewed us. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I feel like we could have. I feel like we could have learned something here.
I learned something.
I feel like there was an opportunity, but I don't know if we were smart enough to pick up on it. We're gonna have to watch this show. All right, hey, Tyler, thanks, man. Loved having you on the show. Can't wait to get interviewed a little bit over a month from now with you.
Yeah,
I do have it on my schedule properly, and thanks for everything you're doing for our industry, brother.
Thank you.
Well, thank y'all for having me. I really appreciate it, and we wish Reaper's Revenge the best season possible this year.
Thank you very much. See you soon, bro.
Thank you.
And we're back!
It never gets old, does it?
No, it never does. I mean, it's a really good segue.
Yeah! Woo! What a show, man. Huh?
My mind is blown.
I know. I mean, Tyler was just, just like I said, the last 3 episodes, I couldn't stop listening to him. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So, great interview. I really enjoyed having him on the show. Can't wait to get interviewed by him next month.
Yeah.
So, what do we got going on this week? Anything new going on up here?
We are really close to getting open, guys. I don't know, like, if you feel like it's 3 weeks until we do, but we're starting to feel like it's 3 weeks until we open, or at least dress rehearsals, the whole deal. It's coming.
Yep.
Whether you like it or not.
But I want all the folks out there that watch this show to know we ain't letting up. We're still here for you.
Yep.
And even though we're busy and we're up to here and stuff, we're still doing it. We care about the industry. We care about our fans. And we can't wait to see everybody this Halloween.
Yep.
So, hey.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.
You still here? It's over. Go home. Go. And get off my lawn.